section and take that hair straight from the middle. So you're gonna think about actually how you wanna put the foil in. And remember, you want unity on both sides. So when I'm doing the rectangle section and I take the foils out, it's going to line up perfectly with one another. Versus if I work up this way and this way to first teach you, this might look inconsistent than this side. So it's trying to teach you the balance of an overall highlight service. So I'm going to find out, I'm gonna do mine according to the middle today. Now remember, we're only mocking this. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna look at the width of my foil within probably an inch on both sides. So I wanna make sure comfortably that the hair is not stretched outside of that because it's exceeding the width of the foil. So your hair has to kind of rest right in here, and I like to paint one side, and then I like to make sure that I place the hair on there while folding this over once. Some people will place this here and put it into the head. You can do that way. I can show you that way if you're having a hard time with this. But I do believe, like I did this for years, and you know, holding things weird was always uncomfortable. So what I'm gonna do is take my central mohawk section, and I wanna make sure it's no wider than what I just showed you. And we're gonna go back to right before the crown. And I'm gonna draw a line straight across, and go up this way. So of course I would utilize my mirror. I would see if I could take a little more and put it into here. Now, even if she parts her hair on the side, like a little bit, you're still gonna be able to have even distribution with this type of section. So, I'm gonna go right back here a little bit, take a little more of that hair. So looking down on it, it's pretty even. I wanna look at it straight on. We look good there. Okay? So I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna section this out of the way. Now what I like to do in the crown area is draw like a nice little square line. And the reason why is because this hair is gonna distribute in the back. So I'm not gonna go too far back, maybe enough to put maybe 2 to 3 foils. And it's gonna be the same.
Y'all, welcome to the channel. Couldn't record in the beginning because we got right to it, but you're gonna need the foils, you're gonna need a spray bottle, the bowl that has cholesterol in it because it's a mock trial, and you're gonna need some gloves so you don't get no bleach on your hands, and your spray bottle with a comb and an applicator brush. But yeah, y'all enjoy the video.
So I mean, a lot of times I'll leave the mid at the end, I'll foil or not even touch it. Yeah, that's a skilled thing, but just out and try to do 8 foils along here, which is totally cool. Because if I do 6 here and 6 on the other side, or roughly 6, then that saves me more for the top. So if it doesn't match up the way that you envisioned to, it's totally cool because sometimes the density changes on the hair. So you have all of this to kind of fill those voids in by creating those highlight dimensional pieces. So my subsection is gonna go on a diagonal section where everything will be on a diagonal. So every section that I take is going to be like this. And it's gonna sit right in the corner here. So it kind of creates like a slight triangle that's not gonna look like a triangle. So the reason why is if they pull their hair back, it goes this way. Now there are ways where I will highlight somebody this way as well, working my way up. As long as that's on a diagonal, the way that they pull their hair up will make a great way that it's not gonna look like a horizontal line. But for today, I'm just gonna show you the diagonal back sections, which are taking my first subsection. Now you want to remember, if they're going to pull their hair back, you want to get this area a little bit in the front here, because nothing's worse if you do a money piece on the top by doing the front hairline, and then they pull their hair up, it's going to look like a skunk streak. Does that make sense? Because if you just highlighted this area right here and then they pulled their hair up, and you didn't do any highlights in this circumference area, like a little lower through the density of the air, this might visually look darker, okay? So you wanna make sure that you're kind of going in that hairline area right there, and at least doing a foil that's similar to that. Now, your hairline is gonna be completely different on a person. They're not gonna have like this sideburn piece. So what I like to do, again, is take my foil and about an inch of it, fold it, and ribbon it. So ribboning it creates it to be a little more stiff that I can hold underneath it, and I'm not holding it all awkward. So to do a weave, I wouldn't do, you could do a slice in this area, but if they lift it up, remember it's gonna look like a streak. So you have to be careful with doing any type of slice around the perimeter area, because if they pull it up, it's gonna look like a thicker band. And if you have it heavier on one side, it's gonna look weird on the other side. So what I do is, there's a couple different ways. I like to take this and divide it in half. And now I go through here and I weave. So when you weave, I hold it like this. I don't like to go through the hair like that. I like to create small circles because they're a little natural. So let me show you the difference. This is this way. They would be my highlights. Now let me show you the circles. So you go through and you're kind of going in and out of the hair by creating circles. So you can go through here. You take that top section. Do you see the softness in that versus the weaving? It looks a lot more softer. So you're gonna realize that this hair on the mannequin kind of puff up on this side.
I believe that all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my patience. You took my heart, I must leave a decoration. You mistaken my love, I brought for you for foundation. All that I wanted from you was to give me something that I never had, something that you never seen, something that you never been. But I wake up and nothing's wrong. Just get ready for work, 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 work. To me, I be work, 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 work. You see me do me da 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 da. So me by that work, 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 work. Da 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 da. When you walk out, da 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 da. Before the table turn, 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 turn. Just beg you something, please. Baby, don't you leave. Don't leave me stuck here in the streets. If I got another chance to, I will never, no, never neglect you. I mean, who am I to hold your best against you? I just hope that it gets to you. I hope that you see this through. I hope that you see this true. What can I say? Please recognize I'm trying, baby. I feel why. It's me, I feel why. You see me do my da 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 da. So me by that why. When you walk out, la. When the cat from my ta.
Yeah, okay, you need to get done, and work come over. We just need to slow the motion. Don't get out of the way, you know, one long distance, I need you. When I see potential, I just gotta see it through. If you had a twin, I would still choose you.
So me by that work. When you walk out, la. When the cat from my ta. Drive me a dessert. Nothing to be lurking.
Yeah.
You make a like, now you don't like it. You know I dealt with you the nicest. Nobody touched me in a rush. Nobody text me in a crisis. I believe that all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my patience. You took my heart, I must leave a see me do me dirt, 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 dirt. So me by that work, 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 work. Da, 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 da. When you walk out, na, 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 na. Before the table turn, 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 turn. Beg you something, please. Baby, don't you leave. Don't leave me stuck here in the streets. If I get another chance to, I will never, no, never neglect you. I mean, who am I to hold your best against you? I just hope that it. I hope that you see this through. I hope that you see this through. What can I say? Please recognize I'm trying, baby. I feel wah. It's in me, I feel wah. You see me do my da 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 da. So me by that wah. When you walk out, la 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 la. When the car from my ta.
Yeah, okay. You need to get done, 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 done. That work come over. We just need to slow the motion. Don't get out of way to no one. Long distance, I need you. When I see potential, I just gotta see it through. If you had a twin, I would still choose you.
So me by that work. When you walk out, la la la. When the car from my ta. Drive me a dessert. Let the devil lurking.
Yeah.
You make a like, now you don't like it. You know I dealt with you the nicest. Nobody touched me in the right.
We're doing our circles. Taking our top section, bang. Fold that lightly over and then ribbon it to become stiff. Apply your product. Now sometimes if you ran out of product on the side and say you started off with a 10 volume, you can switch to a 20, or you did a 20, you can switch to a 30. So that's kind of how you operate sectioning and those types of things when you're dealing with the product. So I'm applying a reasonable amount here, and if you notice, the section that I've taken is a medium density. So pretty much through here, both sides will be saturated when the product expands. You're not painting to the edge of the foil, you're gonna ribbon. by painting that in there just a little bit. And then you take your foil, you fold it over. You can just use that to create your bend. Fold your sides in. Fold your side in, and then you can do your little corner pieces, but don't go in there and pack it too much, because then you're going to draw color or product to come out of the foil. So I'm going to take my next horizontal section, and then I'll show you with the bangs, because bangs will go in a foil. There's been plenty of times where I had to go in and, you know, I mean, I've had the length of your bangs on the head for somebody, and I would have to go in there on short hair and foil it. So just remember, it can be really short hair depending on the length that you're going to have to place in a foil.
Nobody text me in a crisis. I believe that all of your dreams are duration. You took my heart, all my keys, and my patience. You took my heart, I'm a sleep, a decoration. You mistaken my love, I brought for you for foundation. All that I wanted from you was to give me something that I never had, something that you never seen, something that you never been. But I wake up and nothing's wrong. Just get ready for work, 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 work. To me, I be work, 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 work. You see me do me that.
I might